Hi, I'm Jenny from Success Empowerment, where we empower people-savvy solutions in the workplace to help you lead others well and increase your impact. So Shruti and I are working on a segment called People Savvy Solutions, in which we are answering some of the common questions that we get from people about how to lead their teams and manage their HR in these trying times. So in a long career, I've seen a lot of things in the workplace, in small teams, in large teams, and until about a year ago, I thought I had a pretty broad perspective of experience. And then the world changed quite dramatically, and we all realized that there's a whole other layer of experiences that we're all going to go through together that we've never done before. And so I think it's important for us to collaborate as much as we can, share as much as we can to help each other as we're all trying to navigate these challenging times. So that's what the People Savvy Solutions discussions are all about.
I'm so glad we're doing this, Jenny. Our question for today is pretty interesting, and I've been thinking a lot over it as well. Our question is, what should we prioritize as managers, as leaders? Um, you know, Things like D&I and growth and stress management. Everything seems to have garnered attention in 2020. A lot of things have garnered attention in 2020, um, and you've had so much of experience. What do you think should be the priority? What should be the focus on? I mean, this pandemic doesn't seem to be ending anytime soon, and everything seems to be important. How
That's
do
a
we how do we get what we are aiming for?
that's a really good question, Shruti. And I think that it's a much different answer than it might have been a while ago, because as you mentioned, there are so many things that we feel we need to focus on and that deserve our attention right in this moment. And so we've done some work on this in our own company and our own family as well, to really look at what should the priorities be right now. And I'm not a general fan of using the word should, but I think in this context, it's helpful, because what we have to realize is that we can't do everything all at the same time right now. And, for a long time, I have been a great multitasker. We could have a million projects on the go and everything was moving forward. But in this space that we're in now, we are constantly facing roadblocks. Our health and well-being is, threatened. And so we have to look at, are our kids safe? Are our parents safe? How are we interacting with others in the best and safe way possible? And then for our societies and our communities, we're all facing various levels of lockdown and quarantine. And so we have to work that into the equation as well. And what we really, really want to offer in our business and what we really want to achieve may or may not be entirely possible at this exact moment. Some of us are having to scale back. Some of us are having to grow. Some of us are having to adapt really substantially in a different direction. So when we look at all those factors, it's just a really clear warning. We can't do everything all at once right now. Multitasking might not be the thing that we're able to achieve. So what we need to prioritize is the actions and intentions that are going to have the most impact on the goal that we want to achieve. And so what I mean by that is having a really clear focus on your focus. Keep in mind, what is the thing that you really want most to achieve that's going to add value and give you the results that you want in your business, and direct your activities and your attention and your energy to that. Now, We all want to do other stuff. We want to do lots of stuff. We want to do more stuff. But in the moment, we also have to recognize that we need to leave room for the things that are coming up, that are uncertain, that are taking up time and energy and brain power that we're not usually having to dedicate time and energy and brain power to, like what's happening at school with the kids, or what's happening if my parents are compromised or vulnerable, or what's happening if somebody on my team falls ill. All of those things are happening to us that we're not necessarily planning for, and we need to at least make sure we have some room to deal with things as they come up. So when we've got a clear priority towards the focus that's going to bring us the best results, that's where we need to put our time and attention right now.
Okay, I agree with you, Jenny, but I have a question. I have a follow-up question. How do you stick to your focus when there are so many other variables around us?
Ooh.
What I mean to say is, just because there's a raging pandemic, one can't really, neglect your diversity initiatives. I mean, and this is the question, are you saying that put things on the back burner just to focus on your focus? Or how do you take everything and move forward? I mean, can you take everything and move forward, or what is it?
Yeah, that's a great question, because of course we don't want to put things on the back burner, but maybe we need to be more savvy about how we're scheduling things and who's doing what. And so most of us are working in teams where we've got a lot of different people who can contribute different expertise and skills and experience. And so who should be doing what? How are we prioritizing what everybody can be focused on right now? So there's a little bit of divide and conquer there, which I'm a huge fan of, right? Because everybody brings different strengths to the table, so we should be leveraging that. And then we can also look at how we're planning things from a time frame perspective. And if, in pre-COVID, we could say, hey, listen, we have these 4 initiatives that we want to accomplish this quarter. Great. And we don't actually have to plan for anything crazy happening as we're trying to do this, because life is somewhat normal. In this circumstance that we're in now, because of all the other things that are impacting how we work and live, we need more time, likely, to accomplish the same amount of things that we might have had to do in a shorter period of time without all of the other stress factors. And so we can look at, of course, what we want to prioritize and what's important to us, but be maybe more realistic about how long it might take us to achieve that, and be realistic about who's the best person to lead up those initiatives and work on that, so that we can spread out our expertise and collaborate more around the results that we want and the outcomes that we want, and put a little less pressure on the timing that we want to see those things happen.
Yeah. So what you're saying is set realistic targets, reassess and set realistic targets. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Because I think that's part of setting ourselves up for success, is being realistic about what we can do and when we can do it.
Great. Yeah, that makes sense. Thank you.
Hey, we're all trying to learn together, and we're all trying to make this, as good as we can, despite all of the challenges that are thrown at us. So I think that as long as we keep showing up and we keep sharing our value and we keep working together, we will get there.
Great.
As you know, at Success Empowerment, we help business leaders and entrepreneurs with the people savvy solutions they need to lead their teams well and make the impact that they want to make. We would be really happy to talk to you about how we can help you in your business. So please feel free to book a complimentary call with us, and we'll see you again soon.